On the line with me now is Corin Hultzer, the president of Western Cape Archery. Corin, how are things with you?
Hi, JP. Thanks for letting me have a bit of time. All good. Relative to how we all are, getting a little frustrated not being able to go play our game. But well, thank you.
Yeah, no, I always think of archery first because archery starts alphabetically. It's the first in the
A for
pile.
archery. Funny
No, but
that.
it's
Yeah.
yes, it is. You go through the list and it's archery and aquatics and there's a number there, a number of sports very active. Corin, just tell us a little bit about how's I mean it's lockdown now. It's of course difficult, but how's archery doing in South Africa?
Well, as far as lockdown is concerned, we're struggling a bit, but luckily the guys who have targets at home can shoot there, and guys who have gardens can shoot in their gardens, which is helping a lot. World Archery have come to the table and are providing a lot of footage and information. Some of the federations globally are allowed to shoot, so they're doing postal shoots. In
How does
other
that
words,
work? Well, yeah.
so, well, it's not postal anymore. Obviously, it's technology's advanced. A postal shoot was when a country shoots on the same day at the same time at their local club, and then the results are sent through. So I've been in a postal shoot when I was shooting in Durban against a club in England. Got a nice little medal for that.
Do you guys
So
shoot at the same time, like on the same day? I mean, how do you control that if
yes,
the
yes,
weather is
yes.
different and the light is different and
Well, under these, because obviously it wouldn't be even playing grounds because the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere are different seasons. But
yeah.
indoors, it's fine. So they're doing it on an indoor basis, which is all the same conditions at
You've co-
18 meters.
you've competed at an international level, the Olympics, the highest level globally. How much difference does that make? The things like the light and the weather and so on.
Oh, a great deal. Yeah. Um, I remember one shoot where we went off to Turkey, and there was a huge thunderstorm, and the Koreans never missed the target. And a thunderstorm came through, and we had the 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 Koreans missing the target and breaking their arrows. I was very disappointed not to be in the not to be in the finals because being a Cape Townian, I could have wiped them
Yeah.
off the chart. But what they did, and that's the game changer, is they sent their entire team off to a little island to train for several months in stormy weather, and
In
they came
stormy
back the
weather.
next year and with little backpacks and rocks in their things to hold them down because the Koreans are tiny, and they could shoot in heavy weather after that. So
Fascinating,
yes, it makes
fascinating.
a huge difference. Yeah.
You mentioned 18 meters earlier on. Is that the distance that you stand when you compete from you to the target?
Okay, so JP, that is the indoor distance.
Right.
They used to shoot 25 meters as well, but the standard distance for indoor is 18 meters. However, outdoors is 70 meters. There
Right,
was
right.
also another tournament which they phased out, which took the men all the way to 90 meters.
Okay, okay.
However, to make it easier as far as TV footage and make it a sexier game, they've kept everything at 70 meters, and that's what you shoot at Olympics and any of the outdoor big international shoots is.
So talking about it from a lockdown perspective, we see a lot of people competing, or some sports are competing digitally. They're streaming their activity. Some sports are just simply practicing digitally, and other people are coaching via Zoom. How's the digital component sort of crept into the archery world during the lockdown?
Well, our top competitors are communicating with their coaches with obviously with Zoom coaching and just generally that digital communication. Before the lockdown anyway, we quite thin on the ground with top coaches. So I needed to send off footage of your form and shooting and then get feedback. So that has continued. Locally, obviously, on a less sophisticated basis, WhatsApp groups have cropped up, and that is helping just as on a psychological level, and people that normally use, and I'm not talking about the top competitors necessarily, but on a club level, people use, and in any sport, I guess, but our golden oldies who range from 60 to 90 used it as a good opportunity to socialize. And obviously lockdown is impacting mental health and other, yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at your website, and I'm looking at your website here, wparchery.org. I'm assuming this is where, and it says there, welcome to the home of archery in the Western Cape. So it says your archery has made many valuable lessons which transfers into other recreational activities. It instills confidence, it helps you with your attention span, and it fosters a willingness of participants to try other sporting activities. Do you find that archery itself, for folks out there who maybe think about starting archery, want to be involved, that these are some of the values or components that archery gives you?
Absolutely, JP. I mean, as you know, before I had my back injury, I was involved in many other sports on a high level, more adrenaline junkie sports. And I found archery late, and I was very pleasantly surprised to see that you can compete at any age. And it's what I like as well in my coaching at schools is that the boys and girls all can compete together. The ground's very level for that, literally and figuratively. But what was very interesting that as I started coaching was the effect it had on school kids who weren't normally, that horrible habit where you go to phys ed and they divide into teams, and then there's always one or two people that are picked last. Archery at school has picked up on those guys, and they're shooting, and they're playing a game that is actually quite sexy. Oh, I do archery. So their confidence is improved on that level. Just they're not the last guy picked. They've got a nice sport, and they're seen in a different light. They see themselves as a different light, and the knock-on effect as far as their school work is concerned is you can see the difference. The other thing, obviously, is attention deficit kids. It teaches them better skills, and their school schoolwork improves radically. And I've got feedback from parents who've started their kids on archery, and it's made a vast difference.
I would imagine that we've seen it on TV, and we see sometimes you guys as archers, you can stand with that bow, stand for a long time, quiet, completely composed, with absolutely nothing to distract you before you let the bow go.
Yes, absolutely. And people say, oh, you have to be strong. Your bow is designed for you. Right. So I shoot a higher poundage because I just happen to be, for that sport I got good upper body strength. However, even people with disabilities who have problems will shoot a lower poundage bow, and they can hold it quite easily. It's very flexible. And as I said, you've got kids from 9 years playing the game, and you've got older kids of 90 playing the game.
Is it difficult to get started if you want to start archery? Like, what do you need to do? Can you just arrive at a club and someone will help you?
Well, there are several clubs in the Western Cape. My club at Protea specifically geared for Give It a Go sessions on Saturdays, where you can come and pay a nominal fee, and you will get coaching for 2 hours with the kits and everything. And that's the best way to start. And then you can move on to maybe a private coach, private coaching. There are many. There's also Belleville, Helderberg. All those clubs have very good coaching facilities. So yes, it's not a good idea to go out and just buy a bow off the internet and start playing the game, because You can actually hurt yourself. Not, and the dog, I guess.
Karen, I'm assuming if people want to join a archery club, they can visit the website wparchery.org and find a club near them.
Yeah, the website's set out quite nicely, so you should be able to in your area. It'll give you a link to the closest club to you.
Great stuff, Karen. We're going to leave it at that. We say thanks for joining us, and we hope to catch up with you soon and some of your champion or even rookie archers in the Western Cape.
No, thank you, JP.
Right, folks. Karen Hultzer there, of course, president of the Western Cape Archery organization.